Seen Juan Takmak. I'm waiting until I'm seen. On Twitch. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Oh, there. Stream element to see. So today I'm just gonna continue on. I know it's like 1:20 a.m. but I'm gonna continue on project that a personal project that I'm doing. It's called Go Forum. This thing, yeah, this thing. So I guess I'll just show the code for now. Thing is, I'm gonna, I guess, go line by line what I've learned. No, if it's boring for watchers, you can just skip this part. But I want to explain it, okay? Because I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting, the things that I've learned. How do I? Oh, no. Something like this. Nope, oops, nope. This thing is here. And this thing is here. Okay. And then Golang and this one. Okay. But before that, okay. So I think the last stream, this was just one main.go. But now I've moved it to like modularized it and move it to places that made sense. Actually, no, it's just I followed this repo, okay? I followed this repo how he was structuring the project. Yeah, internal and then config and config.go, and if you look at this, internal config.go. So yeah, but like I did not use the same stuff that he used. Like if you go to the repo, if you look at config.go, even just the imports, right? He uses all Ozo, goenv. Why is he using goenv? Where is this used? I wonder. I don't know why he's using goenv. Or what? I don't see goenv, a use of goenv. That's weird. Maybe this? I don't know. Yeah, maybe this is for goenv. I have no idea. Let's see. Interesting. I've never seen this repo used. From environment variables. Interesting. Oh. I don't need, then I don't actually need and populating a struct from the environment. I mean, I don't have a, sorry. I don't have environment variables. I only have YAML. I can remove this. Okay, interesting. And yeah, I think it will still work. So what yeah, see, it's pretty much the same. I did not use IOUtil. Yeah, I used a different validation library. I used this validator. I used this. He uses the built-in because I used Chi, and I wanted to use technologies. I mean, that's not Ozo, because I used Ozo. Ozo is like a router, a Go router, but I used a different router called G. And G doesn't have a built-in validator. Ozo has, as you can see, like there's a built-in validator. So I had to use another library for the validator. Yeah, same thing. YAML. I don't have anything in logs yet, like package log. There's nothing. This is what I'll be doing today. The logger. I'm gonna do this. I don't have anything on logs. I'm not planning to build a REST API. I'm planning to build like a full stack app. like Go and HTMX, Go Temple HTMX. Like, I think Temple is like Jinja, but different syntax. It's like different syntax. Is this it? I'm not sure if this is it. Or is it Temple? I don't know the spelling. Oh, this is it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like React. I don't know. Never mind. It doesn't look like Jinja. It's more like React. Yeah. More like React. Except the, but you get what I mean. It's closer to JSX syntax. Hmm. Anyway, yep. I'm planning to use Go Temple, so I'm not gonna use JWT, JSON Web Tokens. Maybe. I mean, I plan to support both, like a REST API and maybe I'll do both. I don't know. But for now, like I think I'll focus on the full stack part, and then I'll think about if, because the thing about HTMX is that it's not opinionated. I mean, it's opinionated in the sense that if the headers contain HTMX, right, then it expects an HTML. But it's not opinionated in the sense that just because, the headers contain HTML, like there could also be a case where the header doesn't contain the HTMX headers, right? Then you can return anything you want. Yeah, like you're free to return a JSON, for example, if there's no HTMX header, something like that. So yeah, like same endpoint, you can return anything, really. Like it's not strictly that you have to return HTML. That's why I like HTMX, because it allows you this flexibility, right? So yeah. So I just follow this and then only this part, because I don't have a DB yet. I mean, I'm gonna use Postgres, but I haven't added it yet. So just the server part here. This one, validate required. So you can see I have this part here, but he doesn't have it here. And the reason for that is because I'm using a different validation library. This one, validator. The way you validate it is you add the required tag on the struct. Here, the also validator, the way you validate it is you add the required property, or I don't know. I don't know what you call this. Yeah, required property inside the validate, inside of this thing. Validate struct. This is not a class, so I don't know what you call it. Is this a struct? We can see. Or an interface. Also validation v4. Validate struct. I mean, I think I can search. I'm not sure where can I search. We go to file. No. How can you search? Also validation and then validate struct. A code here. Why can't I go to the code? Ah, you cannot. That's weird that you can't search the code unless you're signed in. Anyway, Yeah, you cannot. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you call this. Interface, right? Do you call it an interface or a struct? Validation that validates struct. I think it's an interface because you're not passing in, you know, the this thing and then the value. Yeah, I think it's an interface. I'm still new with Go. Okay, the syntax is still. I'm still, you know. It hasn't been that long since I learned Go. A lot of things here, I don't know the terms. I mean, I just know that it works that way. uh, and where am I? Where was I? Here, and then validate. He doesn't have this, but since again I just follow the documentation for this library. You instantiate, validate. It's not an object. It's not an object. Okay. This is an interface, right? No. Okay. Never mind. It's a struct. Okay. Validate is a struct. Sometimes I'm like, I get confused. Like, oh, it makes sense because, yeah, you're going to the address. Yeah, like a pointer to the struct. Okay, this is like a pointer. So validate is a pointer to a struct called validate. And next is, yeah, adding the validate handler. It's called a handler, right? I forgot the terms. Okay, the specific terms. Oh wait, no, not it's. I'm not on SQL right now. Golang. No. Handler. I think it's like handle. Or do I not have it? Or I think it's like by. Sorry. Methods. Okay, it's called a method. Okay, it's called a method, but it's not because the thing is in OOP method means it's, you know, it's a function inside a class. But Go doesn't have classes. That's why. Yeah. Okay, but it's a method. It's a method. Receiver. Method is a function with a receiver argument. Interface, okay. Okay, so it's a method. The validate method. You can see it's like pretty much the same. It's just different validation because it uses a different validation library. I used a different validation library, but it does the same thing. And then we have the load function. I can copy the comments. I think it's for the. I think this is for the like LSP. Let's see. Like if I have config here, right? Yeah, I have config. So like, what if I do config? Config. Oh yeah, it's for the LSP. Interesting. If I remove this. Ooh. Okay, comments are actually good. Usually comments are not good, but for LSP, it's actually quite good. Yeah. Interesting, really CFG that server part. Interesting. I was like, I wondered because I really wondered why is there a comment here? Like, why does this thing have a lot of comments? Because normally you would, I mean, it's good practice to write comments. like a lot of the time, like people, I mean, like not like a lot of devs will tell you to kind of let the code do the talking, if you get what I mean. Like make the code readable that you don't need to write comments, because comments are there in the first. Comments are more for like if something is like complex, right? And it's kind of like tricky. Like for example, they have like a long ass logic, and it's like comments are there to break it down and then try to make it easier to digest for the reader. Yeah, but for things like this where it's like it's straightforward, you know, it's a config, like why would you need a comment, right? But I get it, like I get why there's a comment because it's for the LSP and it's actually really useful. It's useful because as you've seen, like if we like use the validate, for example, cfg that validate, right? Cfg that validate. See, you can see the comment here, which is, oh, it's so cool. Comments actually has a use in Go, which is so cool. I mean, in Python it's doc strings, yeah, but not to this extent where everything that's commented, almost everything that's commented is seen in the LSP. Yeah, I did the comment already. Okay, so yeah, so load is just loading from a YAML file. So before, in the previous stream, I was loading from an env environment, like that env, because that's what I'm used to. That example, I kind of get why it's better to use like maybe YAML or TOML for not here for like the. Now I kind of get it, because in env it's hard to in env this env you can't really group environment variables. Like for example, if this is for like a microservice one, right? And then this is like the key equals val, right? It's usually without this, right? You can only like really do key val in, and you can't group them. You can't group them like this. You can't do this in that end. Can't do this in that end. This is not a like a valid syntax. Like I'm not sure how it would parse this. Maybe it would throw an error, but it only really sees the keys and the values, and the values are always string. Like it, even if you type in here like integer, for example, this will always be converted to a string when you try to retrieve it. So like that's like the limitation of that end. Yes. And then for YAML file, you could do that. Like for example, if you have like a microservice one, and then you could add the key, and then key to, you know what I mean? Like you could do this. Like you could group configurations, and you could also like have data structures, like how they support for, let's say for example, a list. You can support lists like 1, 2, 3. You could support like string, right? You could support integer. You get what I mean? Like you can't really do this in that if you have like that end file, and then you have like a key, and for example you want to represent a list or a JSON. I'm gonna wait until it shows that I'm live again because I it was an accident. Okay, it was an accident. Am I recording or am I streaming? Okay, I can see myself now. Okay, going back here. For example, I have a key and its value is JSON. It's a JSON. You can't really represent JSON in that and. So what you do is like this. You do this. Or it'll be like this. Name John, email. Like, you know what I mean? Or num ID. Probably you'll do something like this. And then after you get the string, you parse it as a JSON, and it's like it's a mess. I'm not sure how you would represent this in YAML. Can you just do this? Key 5 equals. Is it possible? Is this okay? I'm not sure if this is okay. I'm not sure actually if this is okay. Okay, it's valid. See, it's valid. I did not know. This is my first time actually. No, because usually you don't really write JSON on YAML. Wait, it's JSON a validated type, or maybe that's like a dictionary. That's why. It's a superset of. Interesting. Interesting, but yeah, it's the first time because usually you don't really have JSON values. Like usually it's a list, like 1, 2. This is effectively the same as this. Like it's just written differently. But you get what I mean? Like there's like more. It could do more stuff. It's more flexible. It's more flexible when you have like a YAML file versus like an end file. So that's why typically, especially in production, I mean, maybe because I'm lazy, I still use that end. My current job, we don't really use YAML. We use config ini files, like ini. Yeah, we use config ini, like this thing. Like it's kind of like toml. I don't know what's the difference between ini versus toml. I think the difference is toml you can go down, and then ini you can't. I'm not sure. Yeah. See, like this is toml. Yeah, you could go down. You could. It's kind of like YAML. Yeah, it's close. Toml is like closer to YAML. I don't know what the difference is between ini and toml though. It's not standard. Okay. It doesn't nest. That's the issue with ini, is that it doesn't nest. Toml nests. Okay. Nesting means going down. In that sense, like, let's say for example, this is a parent, and this is a child, and this is a grandchild. You know what I mean? That this is nesting. You could go down. Yeah. And the way you access this is kind of like an object, right? The parent, that child, that grandchild. I think. So yeah, that's why I switched from an end file from my previous stream. Now I'm using a YAML file. So yeah, that's it. And then next is initiate instantiating the config. But again, I don't have JWT, so I just config default server port. And then instead of using IOUtil, I used OS because from what I've read, this is deprecated. Go IO util. Yeah, this is deprecated. So yeah, people were, I mean, yeah, people on the internet were recommending use OS or what was the other one? IO, the IO Go IO library instead, the standard library instead of like IO util. But it's kind of it's the same thing. See, it's IO util read file. It's the same thing. OS bytes or nil return. It's the same thing. And this one is unmarshalling. Unmarshal is like decoding. YAML the unmarshal. Oh, okay. YAML the unmarshal. Okay. I'm still kind of not used to the term marshal. I'm not sure if this is specific to Go. Because I think in Python it's called encode and decode, but I might be wrong. I might be remembering wrong. Oh, safe load. Never mind. Encode and decode. I think I forgot where it's from. I think JSON is also the same. Or no, or is JSONify. Python JSON parse. Loads still the same. Yeah, loads and unload or dict. Loads dumps. Okay, dumps. fake Python dev here, everyone. Well, yeah, it's just interesting to me. They use a different term called marshal, unmarshal. And it's the same in like when you're dealing with objects too. They like a JSON object. Like when you're sending and then you have the parse it, it's also called marshal, non-marshal in Golang. I don't know why. Why is it called marshal? Why is it called marshal? Golang. First of all, object into a byte. Object to byte is marshal. Wait. Trying for action. So it's not specific to Go. But it's the first time I've heard of this term. Mapping JSON to Go. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. You learn something every day. Something. And then this one is validation. This one is for the logger. I don't have the logger yet, so I skipped this step and just like the validation step, which is this E. And then just return the address of the config, because we don't want multiple copies of the config. We want just one. I mean this one. We want just one config. That's why it's the address. So if ever it gets manipulated, I'm not sure like how do you make it. Oh yeah, now I remember. Like if you want to make it private, you make it as. How do you make it read only? Like, is it okay? Pass in config, but it's writable. Hold on, because this is writable, right? Like I can change this from main, the server port. Oh. Interesting, but yeah, I guess you just trust the user that they wouldn't write this, because again, I could just write the server. I can change it to like say 5,000, and this doesn't throw an error. In fact, if I do like go run, if you look at server port, it defaults to 8080. But like if you run server main, never mind, CMD, no, CMD server, yeah, it runs at 5,000, not an 880. I guess you trust the user not to change the config. I don't know. I don't know if but you know, it's considered best practice, so I'm just following someone else's like template. This guy is more experienced than me, okay? That's why I don't question his decisions. He's significantly more experienced than me. Like he's been around for a while. See? My years of experience is only here. He's like here, okay? Like if he thinks this is best practice, maybe it is. Probably it is. The chances of it being the best practice is very high. So yeah, I'm just gonna follow it, okay? That's how you learn. You learn from other people. You learn from more experienced people than you. Okay, so in main, it's kind of the same thing. There's a lot, because again, I haven't really added the stuff. But interesting parts like the version, I don't typically put the version in. Current version of the application. I thought this was something like for the tag, right? Like git tag. Why would you put the version? And there's like things that I don't really know what's this for, the version. Like usually you tag it, right? Maybe this is for the logs. I have a feeling this is for the logs. So if once you release it, you also have to change the version. Yeah, once you release Go, you need to change every time you release it. The product, like you have to change this line, which is weird, but whatever. I think this is for the logs. Oh yeah, this root log or tag with the server version. And then config, and then this one is like interesting. This flag config, flag.string. This is for CLI. Like you could, let's say for example, like CMD server, right? But I could change the, like I could do like this config, and then yeah, it needs a path to config file. So let's say .config dev.yaml. It doesn't exist, so it will throw an error. But let's say for example, I have another config here, dev.yaml. And then I'll just copy this and then change this to, instead of 8080, I'll make this 5,000. And it runs on port 5,000. You get what I mean? I think it's interesting. Delete, and then, yeah. Like, it's like, this is how you do CLIs in Go, which is so cool. It's like so simple, right? It's so simple. It's so fast. It's so quick. But from what I've, Prime, right? Primogen. I think he mentioned in Primogen, this guy. He's like a popular YouTuber. I follow him on YouTube. Yeah, this guy. I remember like there was like one vid that he mentioned that Golang is not really that good for CLIs. Like Rust is preferred. Golang it's not its forte. It's not its strength. CLI is not its strength. But like when I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is significantly better than whatever Python has. I'm not joking. I don't really like the default, the thing, how the arg parse library in Python. Like it's not intuitive. It doesn't. Yeah. But this one looks cool. Like it just works. This one just works. Like you add like a config, and then you parse it, and then now you can load it. You could, yeah, like whatever you pass into config, this will be loaded to this what is this string? Oh yeah, pointer to a string. Interesting. Yeah, it's a pointer to a string. Interesting. Yeah. So yeah, this is more for a config. CFG is config, load application. Okay. And then I don't have the logger yet, so I'm using it. I'm not sure why he's using exit -1. Golang, maybe there's a meaning to it. I don't know. Exit minus 1 versus 1. Oh no. Okay, it's still working. My OBS is still running. Maybe there's like a standard to it. I don't know. Semantic. Okay, there's a semantic exit codes. Interesting. Interesting. Kernel error. Requirement not met. Is signal. Interesting. I did not know this. There's like semantic error codes. This is the first time I've heard of this. Requirement not met. Forbidden. Moved permanently. Interesting. Maybe this is like a requirement not met. How do you use it? Oh, exit. It's not standard library. Never mind. It's not a standard library. It's not a standard library. Yeah, because square exit, it's a package. What the hell is a square? Square Golang. I don't think it's standard library. Never mind, maybe it is. Square. I don't think it is. Yeah, like why would you have Kotlin if yeah. Maybe it's a company. It's loading. It's taking a while. Anyway, yeah, I'll stick to 1. I don't know why it's -1. But from what I know, 0, if 0 is like okay, 1 is usually used to represent not okay. So yeah. DBX must open. Interesting. Interesting. Is he using I'm not sure if he's using, how do you say it? Like what do you call it? The ORM? I'm not sure if he's using an ORM. I don't want to use an ORM. But let's see. Let's see what he does. This entity. Okay. Request contacts. API repository. Okay. Service. Okay, I think he's using an ORM. Yeah, repo that create. Yeah, I think he's using an ORM. I don't know what he's using. I don't know what he's using. Maybe in auth we can see where. Oh, service. It's just a different way of thinking, right? Because I'm not used to this. I'm used to MVC pattern. I'm used to MVC pattern. Where's the query? I'm not seeing any database query. Where is config? I don't know. I don't know. But from what I'm not seeing a single SQL query, so probably he's using an ORM. I'm not sure. Transactions. I haven't learned this. This is from SQL. I haven't learned what transactions mean. Okay. Oh yeah. Some stuff to learn. Okay. Next. This is just from the G documentation. So I just copy this. Just copy this from the G documentation. Yeah, and then using the middleware from G again, and then just G documentation. And then this is from just G documentation. Build HTTP address, server. And connect to the DB. I don't have a DB yet. I have a application config though, yeah. And then start the HTTP server and graceful shutdown. Routing that graceful shutdown. I don't have a graceful shutdown. Or maybe later. Interesting. This is a Go routine. Yeah, this is a Go routine. A Go routine. I haven't learned this. So I don't know what this does. I just know this is a Go routine. Okay. Server close. What the hell does this mean? If there's an error. Server v version. Okay. 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 Interesting. What is HS? HTTP server. Handler. Let's see. Does this also work on Chi? HTTP. No, HTTP, that's server. This is a struct, right? This is a struct. Okay. Interesting. Build handler. Where is build handler? Is there like a build handler in Chi? Build handler Chi. Custom handler. This one. Interesting. Logger. Is there like a build handler? Where did you get the build handler? Oh, this one. What's up HTTP routing? Author that use. It's this thing. Register handlers and group. Interesting. Very interesting. So just separated func build handler. I don't have the logger yet. I don't have the DB yet, so I can just do CFG first. CFG config.config, and then HTTP that handler. Oh no, not handler. And then HTTP routing. Okay. I'm just gonna copy this. Gonna put this here. Okay, and then server, and then other. Handler. Let's build handler. And then CFG. CFG. Okay. Then listen and serve. HS. Okay. Something like this. I'm not sure if we could also do the same as here. Can you do this? It doesn't break. Okay, you could use multiple. I did not know that. Interesting. Again, there's like a lot of things I did not know. Like this is things that you learn when you just read other people's code. Okay, it's like a treasure trove of knowledge. Like reading other people's code. It's like I highly recommend it if you want to learn. Okay, that. And then this is like the middlewares. And then build handlers. Okay, the new router. Health check. I don't have health check yet. RG router group. G router group. Interesting. Get started. I need the grouping. Okay, so this is how you do it. For the group. Public routes. How do you differentiate a public route from a private route? It's just for the middlewares, right? You but I'm more concerned about uh you know, like the endpoints. Yeah, subrouters. I think it's not routing groups, but more like subroutes. Is it mounts? R dot route. Okay, subrouters. Interesting. So it's like r dot route. Like rg dot router. Then you put this inside, right? I'll do that new service, new repository, Devlogger. I don't know the new service, new repository thing. REST API, internal, album. What does new service mean? What is a repo? Repo.create. Repository. What is a repo? Repository persists the data. Okay. I'm done with the. No. I'm still reading this. Repository. So like album, internal, album, repository. Okay. Persists albums in database. This is for like the logger, the database logger. Yeah, he's using an ORM. I don't want to use an ORM. Okay. Where's the logger logging the logging of the every query? Is it like wrapped into something? I don't know. db context.db. db context package db context. Maybe the logger is like on the db context. Package db context. I have a feeling the logger is here. No. Transaction context. Source returns a new div that wraps the given. There's like a in the main, where is it there? It's like this log db query. But I'm not seeing this used. Query log func. Okay. Log db exec logger. Interesting. Hmm. Does this wrap the logger function? No, I mean the logger contact. When is this used? That's my problem. Is it returns a function? This is a function. I mean, an interface. It returns a function. The db is a struct, right? dbx must open. What the hell is dbx? It's a package. There's also access logs. It's a middleware. This makes sense. Access logs being a middleware, but like I'm confused like how each SQL query is being logged. I'm curious about that because I'm not seeing this use query log func on any of the things. Yeah. When is it used? It seems as if it's never used. Ah, you have. Okay, okay. Oh wait, no, this is internal. Yeah, I still cannot see where it's used. The logger. Yeah, the logger. I mean, you have it, right? But like, I'm not seeing the. I don't know. Maybe I'm just dumb. I'm not seeing it anywhere in the code where how it's logged. I'll figure it out on my own. Like I'm confused right now, but yeah, I don't know why this is not working. I mean, on Chi it says it's okay, right? It looks okay. Why is it not okay? I have no idea. Why? Missing return. What do I? Oh, return this. Return. What do I return? I return the router, right? Yeah, I return the router. An R. Okay. Auth that register handlers. CFG config. Unused parameter. When do you use the config? You don't even use it. Other the signing key. But again, I don't have a yeah. So I guess I don't need this. Load handler. FG. And then it should still work, right? It should still work. Never mind. Routing pattern was biggest. Kinin. Gets something. What do you mean? What? It's double slash then. What the hell? I don't know why it has to be start with a slash. Why? I think that's weird. Like it yeah. I think it's weird that it has to start with a slash. Public grouping is more for middlewares. Yeah. Not really for grouping paths. It's more like which middleware needs to be applied to specific paths. And this is more what is grouping. Mounting. Mounts. You mount it. Pair router. Interesting. Or you could also do this. It's kind of the same. Get article. Okay. There's that. And what else? I'm still not done. I mean, I still need to implement the logger. The logger, right? So yeah. This one is like I still don't know how this is done. LogDB query, LogDB exec. Exec is more. This is more for querying like select, and this is more for like inserts, updates, deletes, drops. Okay. This one is like I think I prefer the auto way of doing it. Like this one. This makes more sense. But I don't think this is Auto's way of doing it. I think this is just yeah, just register handlers. This is a custom function. I mean, yeah. Internal. I think we've looked at it before. Is it API? Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. Routing the route group. Rest that cat, rest that query. What is rest again? Resource. The servers and the logger. Yeah, I still don't see where the logger is used. This thing. I wonder. I really do wonder. Maybe it's in the repository. The album and then repository. Maybe it's here. I just did not see it. It's still the same. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't see it being used. Maybe it's on service. Album. Service. Yeah. Repository. Logger. I still don't see it being used. The logger being used. But the sec, it's here. Log. I don't know. I don't know. New service. But I think I find it interesting that it just works. I don't know why it works, but it just works. And then I'll do this, right? I'm done with this, and then I'll do the thing, this if graceful shutdown. Routing that graceful shutdown. Oh, it's also routing. A chi graceful shutdown. Chi graceful. Is there like an equivalent to chi? Okay, interesting. Maybe that's it. This thing. Handler. Okay. Server CTX. I guess it doesn't have the equivalent. I don't know. Graceful. Or maybe there is. I don't know. Chi. There's no graceful. There's no graceful. Maybe you just don't gracefully shut down. I did, last year. Damn. I just copy this because it's in the code example, so I'm just gonna copy it. Okay, where is it? Here I have this HTTP server. Signal. OS signal. Server is. It's not really server because it's HS. I think a server makes more sense. I don't know. Okay. Then run the server. Okay. And this should still work. Thank you for. Okay. Oh, I've added this. I don't know. This is the go. This go routine. Go routine. I haven't learned this. Okay. I haven't learned this. I'll learn this maybe after I finish this app. I'm gonna try to learn Go coroutines. But for now, yeah. Text. It's slow. Right, it's Golang. Okay, this thing. Routine. Where's the it doesn't load. Arrows. Is it a coroutine? I'm not sure. I know that Go is. This is a coroutine. This Go funk. This thing is a coroutine. I forgot what this means. Yeah, the back arrow. Wait. So it's like async and then await or something. Is that it? Or it's like defer. Wait for a response of a channel. Okay. You wait for a response of this. Interesting. You wait for a signal. It's like okay. Interesting. Ah, wait for server. Oh, okay. Again, I haven't learned it, but like I just know because I've been, how do you say it? Like, when you watch YouTube videos about Go, I see this a lot. Go funk, yeah. And this our back arrow, but I haven't like properly learned it. After this app, I'll learn it. So yeah, I'm done with graceful. So like, add beats, server, add graceful shutdown. IZ E. And then after this, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna take a quick break and add the logger because I still haven't. The purpose of this stream is to add the logger. I got distracted. Okay, I still haven't added the logger, so I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna be back. Okay. Okay. I'm back. Sometimes I take too long of a break. I'm planning to wait a bit. Uh, wait. I'm not seeing myself on my camera, which is weird. Hmm. Oh, there. That was a huge delay. That was weird. But yeah, I'm planning to get like this thing. If I can show this thing. So tick timer. Uh, yeah, this thing. In the future, not now. I'll purchase sometime around this next week. Time around next week, I'll purchase one of this. Not now because I just purchased a microphone. I'll show you guys once I have it. Samsung Q2, this microphone. I just purchased this dynamic microphone. I'm gonna replace my current microphone. It's cheap. Yeah, and a boom arm. I also purchased like a boom arm. It's still, I just purchased it. I think on 8 November 8. Yeah, November 8. It's still shipping. Takes a while because shipping takes a while because where I live is it's not really remote, but it's not the center of the country, so it takes a while for things to reach here. Yeah, usually like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks before you get the package, like 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, so I'm done with this. Then I need to add the logger. The logger is done with this. I'm gonna add the logger package here. This one. It's really cold. It's really cold, man. So, okay. So, okay. Zap. Maybe it's in Zap. I don't know. Zap Golang. Mm. Maybe this one is in the the they don't even have a documentation. Interesting. New production, new with up. Mm. What is Golang context? I keep on seeing it. I keep on seeing it. Even here, it's here, right? I have it here. Yeah, context. What the hell is context? Mm. When did I use the context? Okay, it's the server context. It's for Go routines. Okay. The time of the party citizen. Okay, it's for Go routines. Context is for Go routines. Interesting. Maybe I'll learn about Go routines first. Maybe on the next stream I'll learn about Go routines first before I move on. Because I think I'll be seeing context a lot. 'Cause yeah. I'll be seeing context a lot. And I don't really understand it fully because I don't understand the Go routines. Maybe instead of like the logger next, maybe hmm, I'll add the logger. Maybe I don't know. But definitely I have to learn about Go routines first. Maybe because it's 2 a.m. I'm not really absorbing the information. It's more like I kind of get it at the same time, but I don't fully get it. You get what I mean? I get it at the surface level, but I don't really understand it. Yeah, I have to read this. The son of a. Hmm. I really need to read about Goroutines then. This one is usually in the session. It's like a in Python. It's a dictionary, like Python session it's a dictionary, pretty much. Even in Django, I think. Like the way you access it, it's like a map. Yeah, session.get. Session. It's a crystal session. It's like a dictionary. But it's interesting that yeah. It's the same thing. Like I think I can think of context as like session context. Yeah, like a context manager or something. Like it also has the ID, the user ID, auth token, the request. Yeah. Okay, it's not okay. Okay, I kind of get it. Press context with cancel, context with background. I wonder what this means. with timeout. Okay. Mm. Yeah, so that it doesn't break the server. 'Cause, yeah, like you have like something that's really like a really long, not long, really slow database query, and it's like hugging all the resources. You don't want that to happen. You want to cut the connection because it slows down everything, or like a very slow API request. Yeah. Context, interesting. Here, shut down, done. Okay. Interesting. Done. Server stop CTX. What is server stop CTX again? Cancel func. Context. Okay. Interesting. I think I'm gonna try and do Go routines first before I read this again. I mean, this is an interesting read. It's kind of, yeah, I think what is the difference between the difference? It's, yeah, that's the closest I could think of. It's Python sessions. In prior chat, I don't know, difference between Go context and Python sessions. Yeah, los following uses maintain persons cookies and okay, think I metadata. Okay. Hmm. Sync IO. Okay. Sync await. Hmm. I've never used this, the timeout timeout param from sync IO. This is the first time I'm seeing wait for. Ask to cancel. Interesting. Concurrent features. I wonder what's the difference between a sync IO and concurrent features package. Okay, could also create a your own. Okay. Cool. And I think Python. I've always been confused. Yeah, it's the same. Like they do the same things. Okay. Thread based, multi-threading, non-blocking. Okay, okay, okay. Multi-thread based. It's no concurrent. So it's IO bound tasks. Threading. Yeah, multi-threading. Wait, it's concurrent did features for multi-threading? Like the package name is so confusing then. Like why would you put concurrent if it's multi-threading? Because it's different. Concurrency is more for non-blocking IO like requests. They're better for requests, and then multi-threading they're better for IO like in for accessing files. Multiprocessing. Okay. See. File operations. Mostly. Multiprocessing. Parallel execution. Data processing. Another request from is it's better handled by a sync. Yeah. It's not really good for CPU bound tasks. Like anything. Interesting. I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay. So I'm gonna next stream for this, I'm gonna go back to learning Go. I think I'm like day 7 or day 6. Say the odds. Oh, what day am I? Before I stop. Where is it? Day 6. Oh, day 7. Hey, one more view and it's like 1K views. Because I stopped. And you guys will be getting day 7 on January. Because yeah, I already have streams up to 28. The next one is January 4. So yeah, that will be day 7. Golang day 7 would be January 4. Actually, no, it's not January 4 because this is January 4. This stream that I'm doing now is January 4. It will be January 11. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do the logger thing. I'm gonna add the logger. Maybe up to 2:30. I'll end the stream at 2:30. It's just interesting. The context. Oh, where is it? Go context. I'm gonna wait on the Golang blog. I'm gonna store this to all bookmarks. No. Choose another folder. Stream. Where's it? Golang. Save. Zap. So it's this. I wonder why he added an interface. Like why? The logger stuff. Why? Why? Logger with, okay, with context. The given context. Interesting. Okay, interesting. This is private, right? And then the new logger, new with the pre-configured using the default configuration. Oh, that sugar. That's the subtitle. It can be used in unit tests to verify log entries. Interesting. Observer, observed logs. Observer. Zap test. I'll add tests later. I'll add tests later because it's too much. Okay, it's too much things that I have to learn. I'll add tests later. Turns a logger-based interface with a given context and arguments. Okay. Zap that string. Zap that string. Why? Okay, you add request ID, right? There's Right time. Yeah, this is like a key value pair. You create it as a context. It's a logger, right? It's a sugar logger. Sugar logger. It's interesting. It did not use the logger. Okay. Why is it an okay, ID, okay. So if the context contains the value of the request ID key, this request ID. Okay, contains the value, this is the key. If this key exists in the context and it has the value, it has value. What the hell is this? That string? I know this is for checking. Context is like a map, right? Is context a map? No, context is a it's not a map, it's a struct. Right? Golang context. It's a struct. Oh, it's an interface, never mind. Context is an interface. What is value? What's this? Oh, what is value? There's no other. Returns the user value. Value returns the value associated with this context for key. Key. What key? Okay. I mean, it's an interface. It can contain anything. I still don't understand it. I mean, in Go, like interfaces. What why can an interface store key value pair? Where? But It can interface store anything. Can Golang interface store anything? TypeScript also has interfaces. Methods. Okay. Okay. I need to really review interfaces because it's been a while since I've written Go. So there's some parts that I forgot, like interfaces, the methods, as you can see before I even forgot methods. I need to review my notes. I'll review it next stream. I'm gonna review my notes. I'm gonna focus on methods and interfaces. It makes sense. Like I only have this. I only have this. That's why I did not know. Okay, I only have this. I stopped at a weird time. That's why yeah. Well, like I kind of know interfaces because again I watched YouTube videos about it, but I don't fully understand it. Like I just you get what I mean. It's like you get it, but you don't really get it. Like yeah, meaning I don't understand it. It's yeah. Right log. It's interesting. The right log is a function that can be anything as long as it satisfies, because you can pass in the stringer interface. I mean the stringer format, that stringer. Where is it? Yeah, it's a stringer from the stdlib. Okay, there's a stringer interface from the format standard lib. as long as it follows that, you know, it follows that shape. Do you call it? It's like shape. Yeah, like it takes in a string method. It's a string method that returns a string. Yeah, it's a string method that returns a string. Then you can pass in anything as long as it satisfies that interface. The contract, yeah, the contract of the interface. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think I really need to go back and learn Go again. At least this part, methods, interfaces, and then Go routines. I need to get that part out of the way and then go back into working on this. Okay, it just writes the log. Okay, the write log function just writes the log. It doesn't really care about what you're passing it. Is it a struct or an int or a count object? Yeah, it's an int. It doesn't really care. It's even calling it an object. It's not an object, okay? I forgot what you call it. Like you're changing the signature, the type signature. What do you call it? I forgot. Method. This thing. Receiver. Okay. Receiver is the okay. So count is a receiver. Type alias. It's a type alias. Okay. Type alias, and then once it's here, it's a receiver. Type alias. Yeah, it's not an object. But yeah, this is when someone comes from an object-oriented language. Wait, Go doesn't have objects. Okay, I don't want to learn. So interesting. But as you can see in my notes, I haven't. Yeah, I've only learned Go up to here. Okay, bytes buffer is in the terminal. Then OS file is write to a file. Yeah, mostly it's in the terminal buffer. Bytes buffer. Writer. Okay, you write a byte, and then you return an int. Wait, what? You return binary? Serialized to JSON. Ah, you return a binary or error. Is that it? Or is it like, is this a receiver? And this is the argument. I'm confused. How do you write interfaces again? Method, no, it's a return type. It's the return, this is the return type. Okay, so it returns an int. Probably like, yeah, binary, right? You get a byte and then you return binary. So why would you return an int? No. Why would you return an int if it's binary? I'm confused. Why would you return an int? Okay, right, Jason. Pass in the okay anything. Turner. Okay, you don't really care. He fucking ignored the int. I don't know what the int is for. Maybe the length? I don't know. What is n in the IO writer? Maybe we can actually look at it from the. No, I did not. I don't think I used IO writer anywhere. So maybe here. Golang IO writer. Writer, what is n int? Written from. N is not the length. The number of bytes. Is the number of bytes is the size, it's not the length. Right? Number of bytes. Number of bytes size or length? Okay, it's size. I think it's a smaller value number of bytes actually in use. Okay. It's the capacity length thing again. In Golang, which I was confused before. So it's the length written. It's not returns the number written from. No, this is the length. So it's this. Why is it should be here, right? Length, if length is the bytes consumed, and is this. I don't know. Written from. How many bytes were written? Okay. Okay. That's even temporarily. My PC is lagging. Sorry. I'm gonna close this tabs. I'm just gonna read this and then sleep. It's 2:30. Yeah, my PC is lagging. Holy shish. You created a customer type, and then you have a write JSON. You pass in uh, the writer from IO, the writer interface from the IO standard lib. Then you use it write. Yeah, because the writer interface has a write function. Write JSON. You can call them using a buffer. Okay, 5 bytes that buffer. Okay. Turns an error. JSON that Marshall. It's the this is the address, right? The pointer to C. So yeah, you don't need to pass in. That's why there's nothing returned, because the C is the thing that's getting modified. The customer is the thing that gets modified. Customer struct. Yeah. Using a file. Oh, is that great? You write a file. Okay, yeah, this is my PC lagging. Like, look at the delay. I scrolled my mouse. Yeah, you write, and then you write JSON. You create a file, and then you marshal. Okay. Marshal or unmarshal? I keep on forgetting the difference of marshal and unmarshal. Marshal. Okay, so from byte to JSON is marshal, and then JSON to byte is unmarshal. Unpacking. So yeah, decode, load or unload. So marshal is load, JSON that loads. Yeah. Marshal is like JSON that loads, and then unmarshal is JSON that unload. Okay. Mm-mm. What's the use of the right method again? Yeah, what's the use of the right method? I forgot what. I scrolled my mouse up and yeah. Bytes returns the length and the error. Oh my god, it's the PC is lagging. I think I'm gonna end the stream now because like I cannot the delay. Okay, I clicked it. I clicked. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. I'm just gonna start this. I'm gonna put this on Golang. Done. And then I'm also gonna start this. Put this on Golang. I'm gonna end the stream here because I need to sleep. Tomorrow I've done my groceries. But there's still some things that I need to buy for tomorrow. For example, bread. I couldn't find the bread that was in the grocery was about to expire. Okay, so it did not make sense for me to buy today. I mean Sunday, yesterday. Did not make sense. It's 2 a.m. 2:30 a.m. It did not make sense for me to buy bread. So hopefully, when I get back the grocery later, they've restocked. I think there is stock on Monday. I'm not sure. I'm hoping there is stock on Monday. I'm hoping there is stock on Monday. I wonder what's causing the lag, not log. Maybe the JSON language server. I don't know. What was causing the lag, not log, lag. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe Zed was doing stupid things in the background. I don't know. Why am I blaming it, Zed? Anyways, this is for me. It's 2:30. Next stream, I'm gonna go back and learn Go. I'm gonna read the thing about the blog, the blog thing, right? I'm gonna continue reading that. I'm also gonna read more about. I'm gonna learn Go again. Day 7, I'm gonna continue it, and then go back to just try to learn more about interfaces, context. Because I was like, I saw this part of the code, I was like, I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. Do you get what I mean? Like, yeah. So I was like, I need to, there's like background information that I'm still not used to it. Because again, I came from Python. I came from object-oriented languages like C, JavaScript. C is not even OOP. C++. That's C++ is like my first language. So yeah, I came from those family of languages, Java, PHP, right? What else? What else did I learn? Bye. Yeah, I know Bash. I think it's in my resume. It's in my resume. It's in my resume. Yeah. Like languages I learned is like mostly OO, object oriented. Uh, so yeah, that's why the Go thing. It's like new. It's interesting. It's new. Uh, but I have a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn. Okay, I'm like a baby in the Golang world. But yeah, I have to sleep now. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. I have to sleep now. And